In this verses, I will be putting Han Solo's Millennium Falcon against Boba Fett Slave 1. The Millennium Falcon was first made in 60 BBY. It has a max speed of 1,050 kilometers an hour in the atmosphere. It has a hyperdrive with a class of 0.5, making it one of the fastest ships in the Star Wars universe. It also has a backup hyperdrive that has a class 10. It needs at least 2 crewmen to fully operate and can also hold up to 6 passengers. It can also have up to 100 metric tons of cargo and has 2 months of consumable supplies. It costs over 100,000 credits. The Falcon has 2 modified AG-2G quad laser cannons, 1 surface defense blaster cannon, 2 4-missile ST-2 concussion missile tubes, and landing jets modified as anti-personnel weapons. For its shielding, it has the Troplex, Novolex, Cut Drives Yards, Nodarex shielding, and navigational deflector system. The Millennium Falcon was a modified YT-1300 light fighter with a long history stretching back to the decades before the Clone Wars and the rise of the Galactic Empire. Manufactured by the Korean Engineering Corporation in 60 BBY, the light freighter was first owned by Corel Industries Limited and underwent several name changes before being bought by the smugglers Kell and Dover Burger in 48 BBY. The ship eventually ended up as the property of the secretive Republic group under the name of Stellar Envoy by 29 BBY. The Envoy was destroyed in a collision with a bug freighter above Nar Shaddaa, but it was rebuilt and served various owners under different names before Quip Fragile named it after the Bat Falcon, and it eventually fell into the hands of Lando Calrissian after a game of Sabacc. But Lando himself lost the ship in another game of Sabacc to the smuggler Han Solo several years later. Solo and his Wookiee co-pilot Chewbacca became the ship's most famous and permanent owners, flying the Falcon during their smuggling careers and their subsequent work with the Alliance to restore the Republic, in which it was used in both battles of the first and second Death Star. The Slave 1 was first made in 32 BBY. It has a max speed of 1,700 kilometers an hour in the atmosphere. It has a hyperdrive of a class of 0.7 and also a backup one that has a class of 8. It needs 1 crewman to fully operate and can also hold up to 6 prisoners and 2 passengers. It can hold up to 40 metric tons of cargo and has 1 month worth of supplies and costs at 726,500 credits. The Slave 1 has 2 GN-40 twin blaster cannons, 1 HM-8 concussion missile launcher, a C/N ion cannon, 2 AA/SL proton torpedo cannons, a F1 tractor beam projector, 1 homing beacon launcher, and 1 mine layer. And for its shield, the Slave 1 has the XS-12 experimental combat shield system. The Slave 1 was a modified prototype Fire Spray 31 class patrol and attack craft used by famed bounty hunters Jango Fett and his cloned son Boba Fett. It was greatly modified with advanced weapon systems by both Fetts during their respective use. Originating from OVO 4, the ship was stolen by Jango Fett. After Jango's death on Geonosis in 22 BBY, the ship was inherited by Boba Fett and was used on several missions during and after the Clone Wars. Sometime after Boba Fett took over Slave 1, he took it to Cut Drive Yards to have it remodified to fit his profession more suitably. The 2 rapid-fire lasers cannons were replaced with an ion cannon and a concussion missile launcher. A miniature tractor beam projector was added to assist in capturing bounties. A stolen sensor masking and jamming area made the ship invisible to sensors, allowing Fett to enter any planet, even Imperial Center, without hassle. He topped the weapons off by changing the main ordnance of the projectile launchers to proton torpedoes. Fett usually stored a sloop aboard to make himself more mobile once on world, and also devoted a piece of the living area to holding cells. Fett used the ship to track Han Solo to Bespin in order to collect the bounty placed on Solo by the Galactic Empire and Jabba the Hutt in 3 ABY. For the results, the Millennium Falcon gets 6 points for being in service longer, being able to carry more cargo, having better shielding systems, costing less, having more consumables, and also having a faster hyperdrive. The Slave 1 gets 3 points for having a faster speed in the atmosphere, needing less crewmen to fully operate, and also being able to carry more passengers, and having better weapons. The winner of this versus is the Millennium Falcon. If you have both ships put face to face in battle in space, it would be really hard to decide who would be the winner. It would actually be really close to a point where it really depends on the pilot. However, if you put the exact same pilot into both ships, then the advantage would have to go to the Falcon, as it has more shielding systems, and also if it starts to lose, it can easily escape by its really fast hyperdrive, and the Slave 1 would not be able to catch up. However, in the atmosphere, it could be a different story, as the Slave 1 is a lot faster in the atmosphere, and it could potentially win. But in the end, it's really a 50-50. It really depends on the environment, situation, and pilot of the ships. And remember, this isn't exactly to see which ship is more powerful, but more to see which ship is better overall, and which can be used for more purposes. And as seen, the Falcon has a lot better use than the Slave 1. And remember, this is 100% my opinion, so if you disagree, just leave a comment telling me why. And also, you can give me a versus to do in the future. And as always, may the Force be with you. Thank you for watching this video. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more of this series. Be sure to check out my monthly update video to see the release schedule of this series, while also checking out my other series. And as always, may the Force be with you.